Electrical. Hi, my name is Richard and I'm going to show you how to install shore power into a cargo van or a 12 or 15 passenger van. Now in this case it's going to be into a Ford. The Ram is actually even easier to do, but we're going to start with the same thing. It's done the exact same way and it's pretty well straightforward. We're going to start with a cable. This happens to be a 6-foot long cable. It has a male end. This is the part that will be on the outside of the van. It has a cover and it is also designed to have screws go into it. The other end of it is a female. This here happens to be a 12-2 in ground. They also have a 14-2 in ground. I like the 12-2 because I bring the power in and I've run it through the van to different sources or different places. And it would be basically the same kind of wire that you put in a kitchen. Makes it easier and less difficult to install. Okay, once I determine where I'm going to go and put it, and in this case I decided to put it in the bumper in the back. I decided I wanted to put it on the side of the van. I decided I was going to have it on the passenger side rather than on the driver's side. I, at that point, decided I had to figure out how to get wire into the van. So I took what is called a fish line. This is a fish line. In this case, it comes from Milwaukee. There are other ones out there. It doesn't matter. You can have the same. If you look on the very end of it, there is a small little hole, and that is basically you push it through and you take your wire and you connect it to that. Then you put duct tape, or in my case I used electric tape. This here is designed to pull out and also it goes back. So it's very simple, very easy to do. I took this, and in the particular case of this 12-passenger van, there was a grill on the passenger side at the very back. I saw that grill and I decided that might be a good location to try to get the fish line from inside the van to the outside of the van. So I took the wire and I snaked it down through the grill into the van itself, from the inside to the out. When I snaked it through, there is 2 rubber gaskets, at least that's what I call them, 2 rubber gaskets, and there's actually 3 of them, down at the bottom underneath the back bumper area and back of the van area. One is a square, probably 3 by 3, 3 inches by 3 inches. There's another one that is rectangle. It's probably 4 or 5 inches by 3 inches. And then there's a small one. It is 1 inch by 1 inch. All you do is take a screwdriver, a standard screwdriver, and pop those off. I only took the 2, the rectangle and the small 1 by 1 inch square one. Once I pulled those off, then I could see this snake wire. It came down and I could see where it was. The moment I saw that, I knew I could do the job very easily, very straightforward. So I proceeded to take this particular item. It is a hole saw. It's designed to go with a drill. You hook it onto the end. In my case, I bought one that already had the internal part on it. You can buy it without or with. And I made sure I got what is called a 2-inch one. So the diameter of this is 2 inches, okay? Once I did that, that matches up with the back side of your shoreline. I drilled a hole through the bumper towards the back. It's all plastic. I drilled a hole through there. Once I did that, then I knew I could snake this through. The problem is that you have this on the end of it. So I decided I didn't want that, because I didn't want this big hole in the back in the rubber gasket, because it could possibly leak. So what I did was I used my snippers, I cut the end of it off, and eliminated this part of it. Then I also purchased one of these. It is exactly the same thing, except this one's yellow, this one's black. It goes the same way. There are screws to take it apart, put the wire that is in this line into those and clamp it back together. Very simple, very straightforward. There's 3 wires in here. One is white, one is black, and one is green. The green goes to the ground, the white goes to the silver, and the black goes to the gold adapters inside this. Once you do that, you don't have to put this on yet, because we want to make sure this connects to this, because this is now sticking outside on the outside of the van down below. I proceeded to take this little part that is sticking out and connect the wires, there's 3 wires in there, through this, and I used electric tape to go around it to hook it on. I then pulled it back through into the van. This line went through the van. Now the only thing you have to watch out is that 1 inch by 1 inch gasket, that you cut a little slice into that. You don't have to cut a hole, you just cut a little slice. I used a utility knife, I made a slice in it, and I put it back together. Cut a slice, and I pushed this through. Now, I made my connection for this and this. I pulled the wire through up above. This went through my 2-inch hole that I had cut with this. And at that point in time, all I had to do is take the 3 screws that come with this, screw them into the outside of the plastic bumper. This part's done. This cord is then going through that little square 1 by 1. It went through, it was pulled up. I took it off at the end here, took the duct tape, the electric tape off. I took it off at the end here, and now I have just the 3 wires with the cable coming up. After I did that, after I took it apart, all I had to do was put that little square rubber gasket back in, put my rectangle one, which was about 5 inches long, 3 inches wide, put that back in. The outside is totally done. You've got now just one last step, and that is to take your female end of a receptacle and connect it to back, and now you got power on the inside. That's it. It's done.